Today from Italy, it's eggs in purgatory. Eggs poached in a nice warm tomato sauce. It's a great way to start your day, or end it for that matter. So to begin with, we're going to make a basic tomato sauce. You can use your favorite variety from your local supermarket if you wish, but for me, the little bit of extra time is well worth the effort. We're going to need some chopped garlic, about 4 or 5 cloves depending on the size. About a quarter of a white or yellow onion diced up. Approximately half a green bell pepper and red pepper diced up. About 1.5 cups of tomato sauce or crushed tomatoes, and 4 eggs. We're also going to chop up a handful of parsley to add to the dish as well as garnish at the end. And the same with some fresh basil. The basil will just tear up at the end because basil will start to become bitter if you do this too far ahead. We'll also use a tablespoon of dried oregano as well as some freshly grated Parmesan cheese to taste. You can use dried spices if you wish, but use them in smaller amounts. So in a hot pan with olive oil, add the onions, peppers, and garlic, and saute them for about 2 minutes, stirring them occasionally. Now, as I said earlier, you can use your favorite canned or jarred tomato sauce if you like and skip all the steps up to this point. But I do recommend, if you do this, to cook your sauce for at least 2-3 minutes to thicken it up and add some fresh herbs to brighten up the flavor. But that's entirely up to you. However you do it, this will still come out to be delicious. Now, eggs in purgatory might remind you of shakshuka. Shakshuka is a Tunisian dish that we made in an earlier video. They are very similar, but shakshuka is more pepper-based with warm Mediterranean spices. So now, after about 2 minutes, add the oregano. Stir that around for about 30 seconds or so. Eggs in purgatory is very often a spicy dish, and this would be the time that you would want to add some spice if you chose to. You could use red pepper flakes or add another pepper if you'd like. I chose not to this time. Now, after about 30 seconds, you can add the tomatoes. Stir this in and then bring it up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, lower the temperature to a simmer and cook it covered for about 5 minutes. So why do we call this dish eggs in purgatory? Well, it's been said that the white egg surrounded by the red sauce looks like a soul trapped in purgatory. I don't know. I didn't make up the name. I just passed the information along to you. But hey, it sounds good to me. After 5 minutes, partially cover the sauce and let it cook for an additional 5 minutes until the sauce is reduced and thickened. We also made another similar dish from Iraq called maklama. Maklama is made with ground beef or ground lamb as well as a tomato sauce, but it has a deeper, more earthy blend of Mediterranean spices added to it. Now, after these 10 minutes or so, you can see how much this sauce is thickened. Now, add about 3/4 of your chopped up parsley and tear up most of the basil into small pieces and add it as well. Stir this all together and cook for about 1 minute. After this minute, go ahead and add your eggs one at a time. I usually crack them into a separate bowl to ensure they don't break the yolk while transferring them to the pan. But this is also a failsafe just on the off chance you get a bad egg. It is rare, but it can happen, and that will ruin the dish if you crack it directly into the tomato sauce. Once your eggs have been added, cover and cook for 3 to 4 minutes depending on how runny you want your egg yolks. These cooked for about 3 minutes at this point. Add your grated Parmesan and the rest of the basil and cover for an additional 1 minute to melt the cheese and allow the last addition of basil to start to wilt. And now it's time to serve it. I toasted a slice of Italian bread here, but any bread will do. Gently scoop an egg and sauce onto the toast and top it with some more cheese if you like. But this is the best part. Cutting into that yolk and having it run all over the toast and the sauce, it's so rich and so delicious. Thank you for watching, and please check out these other videos.